Imagine stepping onto the pickleball court, feeling unstoppable. Your serves are precise, your dinks are deadly, and your opponents can't keep up. This isn't a dream. It's what happens when you apply the tips in this video. We're about to reveal the exact strategies that took our star player Alex from constant defeats to tournament ready in just weeks. Get ready to see your game improve faster than you ever thought possible. Picture this. You're on the court and your opponent smashes a killer shot your way. But instead of scrambling, you're already in position, ready to return it with ease. How? It's all about mastering the ready position. Now, you might think you've got the ready position down, but here's the thing. Most players don't realize its true power. It's not just about standing there waiting for the ball. It's an active stance that can make or break your game. Let's break it down from your feet to your fingertips. First, your feet should be about shoulder width apart, with your weight on the balls of your feet. This lets you move quickly in any direction. Your knees should be slightly bent, like you're about to jump. This keeps you light and ready to spring into action. Now, here's where a lot of players mess up. They keep their arms too low or too high. The sweet spot is right in front of your chest, with your elbows bent at about 90 degrees. Your paddle should be up and centered, covering the middle of your body. Here's something cool. Studies show that players who nail the ready position react about 0.2 seconds faster than those who don't. That might not sound like much, but in pickleball, it's the difference between hitting a winner and watching the ball whiz past you. But the real game changer, it's all in your eyes. You need to be laser focused on the ball, tracking its every movement. This isn't just about watching. It's about predicting where the ball's going to go next. So, how can you improve your reaction time without spending hours and hours on the court? The answer is simple. Perfect your ready position. Practice it every chance you get. Between points, reset to your ready position. Waiting for your opponent to serve? Ready position. Even when you're just watching a game, mentally put yourself in the ready position. Once you've got this down, you'll be amazed at how much your game improves. You'll be moving faster, reacting quicker, and making shots you never thought possible. Now that you're a pro at getting ready, let's move on to something critical in pickleball. Deception. Think you know what shot your opponent is about to hit? Think again. In pickleball, looks can be deceiving. What if you could make every shot look exactly the same until the very last second? Let's explore the mind games that separate good players from great ones. Here's the thing about pickleball. Shot variety is crucial. If you always hit the same predictable shots, your opponents will figure you out fast. But mix things up, and suddenly they're on their toes, never quite sure what's coming next. Many players fall into predictable patterns without even realizing it. They might always hit a drive when the ball's high, or always go for a drop shot when they're at the baseline. That's like handing your game plan to your opponents on a silver platter. Let's talk about 3 sneaky shots that'll leave your opponents scratching their heads. The beauty of these shots is that they all start the same way. Your opponent won't know which one's coming until it's too late. First up, we've got the fake dink. You set up like you're going for a soft dink, but at the last second, you accelerate your paddle and drive the ball deep. Next, there's the no-look drop shot. You face one direction like you're about to smash it, then softly drop the ball in the opposite corner. Finally, we've got the lob fake out. You start low like you're dinking, then suddenly lift the ball high over your opponent's head. The key to making these shots work? It's all in your paddle angle, but not in the way you might think. Instead of changing your angle early, keep it consistent until the very last moment. Then, with a subtle tilt, you can completely change the shot's trajectory. Here's a pro tip. Practice these shots in front of a mirror. Watch how small changes in your paddle angle can make a big difference. The goal is to make all your shots look the same at the start, so your opponent can't read your intention. When you can keep your opponents guessing, you're always one step ahead. They'll be reacting instead of anticipating, and that's when the mistakes start piling up. Now that you can keep your opponents on their toes, let's talk about turning your weakness into a strength. Remember that shot you always try to avoid? It's time to face it head on and make it your secret weapon. Ever notice how some players seem to prefer their backhand even for tough shots? There's a reason top players often choose this stroke, and it's not what you might think. Get ready to unlock the hidden power of your backhand. Now, I know what you're thinking. Your backhand's your weak spot, right? The shot you try to avoid at all costs. But here's the thing, that attitude is holding you back big time. In fact, many of the best players out there actually prefer their backhand for certain shots. Let's break it down into 3 parts you can work on separately: grip, stance, and swing. First up, Your grip. A lot of players grip the paddle too tight, thinking it'll give them more control, but that just makes your wrists stiff and your shots weak. Try loosening up a bit. You want to hold the paddle firmly, but not like you're squeezing the life out of it. Next, let's talk stance. You want your feet about shoulder width apart, with your non-dominant foot slightly forward. This gives you a stable base and helps you rotate your body for more power. Now for the fun part, the swing. This is where the paintbrush technique comes in. Instead of hitting the ball, think about brushing it. Start low and sweep your paddle up and across your body, like you're painting a smooth arc. This adds both power and spin to your shot. Here's another pro tip. Focus on using your legs and core to drive the shot, not just your arm. It's all about that smooth weight transfer and body rotation. Players like Ben Johns use this fluid motion to create killer backhand shots that leave their opponents stunned. Now, I'm not going to lie. This might feel weird at first. Your backhand might even get worse before it gets better, but stick with it. Practice against a wall to get that steady rhythm and proper form down. Before you know it, you'll be hitting backhands so good, your opponents won't know what hit them. So, how do you turn that weak backhand into a secret weapon? Simple. Practice these steps until they become second nature. Your opponents are going to be in for a shock when that shot they thought was your weakness suddenly becomes your go-to winner. Now that we've sorted out your backhand, let's move on to something really exciting. We're about to dive into the shot that separates the good players from the great ones. Get ready, because this next technique is a game changer. You've got a solid serve, a mean return, but that third shot, it's letting you down. Let's fix that. Think you know what separates the weekend warriors from the court kings? It's all about the third shot drop. Most players are doing it wrong, but we're about to change that. Here's the thing about the third shot drop. It's your ticket to the kitchen. It's how you get from the baseline to the net, where the real action happens. But let's be real, it's one of the toughest shots to get right. Most players either hit it too hard, sending it sailing past the kitchen, or too soft, setting up an easy attack for their opponents. So, how do we find that sweet spot? It's all about breaking the shot down into 3 key phases: preparation, contact, and follow-through. In the preparation phase, you want to keep your backswing short. This isn't about power, it's about control. As you make contact with the ball, focus on accelerating through it. This might sound counterintuitive for a drop shot, but trust me, it's key to getting that perfect arc. Now, here's where the magic happens: the soft hands technique. As you hit the ball, imagine you're holding an egg. You want to cradle it, not crush it. This relaxed grip helps you absorb the ball's impact and gives you pinpoint control over where it lands. But here's the mistake a lot of players make. They lean back as they hit the shot. This is a recipe for disaster. Instead, you want to move forward into the shot. It might feel weird at first, but it'll give you way more control and accuracy. Want to master this shot fast? Here's a practice tip that'll have you dropping shots like a pro in no time. Start close to the net and gradually move back. This helps you get a feel for the shot and understand how to adjust your power and angle as you move further back. Get this shot right and you'll almost always be on the offensive, forcing your opponents to hit up while you're at the net, ready to put the point away. All right, let's wrap this up. Remember, these techniques aren't just about racking up points. They're about playing smarter pickleball and really upping your game. Here's your homework. Pick one of these skills we've talked about and focus on it for your next 5 games. Trust me, you'll see a big difference. As professional player Jordan Brioni says, the more patient of the two will win. It's not about going big on every shot. It's about making smart decisions and playing the long game. So keep practicing, stay patient, and watch your pickleball game transform. Before you go, would you like to hear an awesome story about one of my friends' pickleball transformation? Click on the video, An Epic Journey from Pickleball Mediocrity to Mastery. Thanks for watching.